Hey, Bon Voyagers, babes and bros. That's what I'm going to call y'all, okay? Period. I am so excited about this episode because I have a special announcement. So, if you did not know, May 4th through 10th every year is known as National Tourism Week. So, I have a discount code on my travel planner, but you have to wait, okay, to the end of the episode to hear the code. And you have to make sure you look at the show notes because all the links will be there. But I just want to let y'all know that there's an extra discount until May 10th, okay? And if you rather listen to this on YouTube, you can watch this on my YouTube channel at Life with Alieshia. And there's a podcast section, and it's Bon Voyage, the podcast. So, check it out. But since I'm a girl in Kentucky, and it's National Tourism Week, I'm going to highlight one of the biggest events in Louisville, Kentucky. Drum roll, please. That's the Kentucky Derby. So Drake said he needed a girl from Kentucky, so I went to Derby. LOL, just kidding about the Drake part, but I really did go to Derby. And since the Derby is so popular, I'm going to give y'all, a little local itinerary on how you could attend the Derby. You know what I'm saying? Give you a little pros and cons and some tips. So if you want to ever attend the Derby, you can come here as well. So, the Kentucky Derby is always held the first weekend of May. And child, I don't know who planned May, but May is very expensive and very busy because then the second week is Mother's Day. That fourth week is Memorial Day, is graduation. It's so much happening there. So if you could clear your schedule that first weekend, you should come to Louisville, Kentucky for the Derby. So yeah, there are pros and there are cons. I'm going to give you the cons first, just to let you know that it may be raining, so you might want to, bring a poncho. It may be a little bit cold. It just depends on the day, but definitely it's going to rain, child. But if you don't mind a little rain, come on through, okay? So then everything else is a pro, right? So let's get into it, okay? Depending on when you fly into the city, there is a whole week of events from starting from really Sunday. Sunday starts a whole lot of events. Monday they have races and stuff like that. Tuesday is more for locals. It's called 502 Day. Wednesday is a Wednesday, WINS, and that's when like nonprofits and stuff go there and everything like that. They still have races, but then the next big local day is Derby, and that's what I went to. That is on Thursday, and it's a whole bunch of horse racing. Then Oaks is Friday, and Oaks actually comes from a European name. I'll tell you a little bit later about it, but it's where the fillies race, which are women horses who are 3 and 4. And then Saturday is the Derby, and the last race is about 2 minutes, but that is what everyone is here for. The last 2 minutes of a race on a Saturday has a whole week of events, and it really starts in April from Thunder over Louisville, but it was canceled this year because of flooding. But usually they have Thunder over Louisville, which is in it's like the third or fourth Saturday, and that's when people go downtown to the waterfront. There's like chow wagons, food, and then all these planes like shoot fireworks and stuff like that. So that's the kickoff event, but it was canceled. But hopefully it won't be canceled next year. But that's just some background, okay? And the dress code is very bougie, okay? It's low-key giving Easter. You dress up cute and you have either a nice hat or a fascinator. Some people do different things. The rich and bougie, they probably have the hats and stuff like that. I had a fascinator, child, okay? But that's just what my dress was given, okay? But they sell them everywhere in the city, from Cato's to the hair store. Or you can order yours online or whatever. So this can be a girl's trip, a guy's trip, or it can even be a solo trip. Just know that the hotels are going to be very expensive, and there's going to be a lot of parties. So get your coins ready, get your budget ready. If you have not started, start thinking about it, okay? So I went to Derby, which is on Thursday. Like I said, it's very chill. There's a lot of photo ops. Ford was there. They had all these photo booths. They had the thing where you can spin around, where you could take pictures and videos. And there was some racing. It was about like 10 races. I did get there a little bit later, but it was raining, child. So you can only do what you could do, okay? But here's my personal tip. If you are driving, you want to park at the expo center, but you want to get there early so you don't have to park so far in the back, especially if it's raining. And there are package deals that you can get. And so I purchased a package deal, which was about $170, and that was for food. I could eat all the food I wanted. I can get all the drinks I can, and then you get a seat. But I would suggest getting it earlier because the tickets I got, child, that was not covered seating, but some other seats was covered seating. And the way it was raining, I needed some covered seating, child. That's the con right there. And you can only bring a poncho. You can't have an umbrella, so you need to know that when you're at Churchill Downs. Different areas have different wristbands that you can get into depending on where you are at. You need cash to bet. Where we was at, it was a minimum $50. We couldn't find a $1, $2, so just think about that. But someone's like, you could find other places to bet for free. I was just there for the vibes, okay? So I'm not sure about 100% sure about Oaks and Derby about your ticket packages because I didn't go to that this year. Fun fact, I did work Oaks and Derby before, but that's a different story for another time. But you should be able to park at the Expo Center and get a shuttle. That's what we had, a shuttle that would drop you off right at Churchill Downs. Or you can also pay to park closer. That's like $20, something like that. You park in somebody's parking lot, child, and you do what you want to do with that. But it should say like on your ticket where you could park at, or if it includes a Churchill Down shuttle and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of walking just in Churchill Down, period. But if you park somewhere that you have to walk, so just be comfortable, like within your shoes. If you could, strut it with some heels, you go ahead and do that, sis. You go ahead and do that. But, comfortable is where I be at. So, flats or whatever, comfortable shoes, get on that shuttle and do what you do, okay? And you can, be cute. There's all these outfits and all these things that are, going on social media. So you could find it about like what to wear and different things like that. But, just be cute. The hats be so big, child. It's giving like Queen Elizabeth of England, okay? It is an all-day event. Derby starts at like 12:30. Like the first race, I think, was like 12:45. The last race was like 6:45. I believe it was like 6:45. We was out there all day. There are different times for Oaks and Derby, but the times will be on the website. Like you can look back at it when you purchase your ticket and stuff like that. I do know that with Derby, it ends at like around like 6:45. I think that was the last one too. So that's just kind of how the day goes when you think about it. And yeah, it's fun. You get food, you watch horses, you bet, you meet people, talk to people, you see all these nice different hats and outfits and just a whole bunch of hoopla, talking and having fun. A little bougie activity basically is really what it is. But if you do plan to come to Derby, please plan early. Like I said, you may want to look now, which is May, okay? May 2025 or May 2026, because baby, you can budget for the trip. Hotels are going to be expensive. Friday is more for touristy people as well. That's what the Oaks is, and Derby will be the most expensive. So each day the ticket gets higher and higher. And then even in the city, there's going to be events, parties, brunches, day parties, and everything happening. You can literally follow Kentucky Derby on Instagram. They have so much stuff happening way before the Derby. Chow wagons, like there's so much going on. And you can also follow me at Life with Alieshia, okay? Because I post a little bit here and there about that stuff. There's also something called Derby Experiences. I found out when I got there, child, I should have known, but they have events that week. You can do packages. They have a welcome dinner. They have Phillies and Lilies party. And baby, if you go, tell them I sent you. And they have a taste of Derby that Wednesday before Derby. So, just like look up different places, look up different packages. I got my package on Churchill's now, but it's up to you. And the official drink of the Kentucky Derby is the mint julep. So just remember that, okay? Because that's what they're going to be having at Churchill Downs to drink. They're going to have some other ones. I got an oak lily. It was so cute. It was cranberry and vodka. So that was cute. There is also, bourbon, because, bourbon is from Kentucky. And if you even want to do a bourbon tour while you're here, that can even be cool. So you want to come in a day early or something like that to do a bourbon tour, just get it all while you're here. There is also a Kentucky Derby Museum on Churchill Downs, and you can go for free that next Sunday after the Derby, like Derby Saturday and then Sunday. And they do a Derby sale, which is half off of everything. I got a couple of bags for like $20 when they was in the stove for 40. I said, no, ma'am. So, yeah, that's cool. It's a long line because it's free. You can learn the history of Derby. That's how I knew about what Oaks was called. And that's how I know about, like, how Kentucky Derby started or whatever. And then they have the winner horse of the last year there. So I took a picture of that as well. So you can take pictures of the horses. You can even ride a horse. I came in second place like I was in the Derby. I was coming in first, but this little boy was getting in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, But it's okay. And yeah, you can learn history about the jockeys. If you did not know, African Americans was an integral part of the jockeys, okay? And the, Derby in general. But, of course, everything has a little racism in it, And then you can also see, like, how big horse racing was in England and kind of how it kind of migrated over here as well. If that child, we ain't even going to talk about it. But it is a cool experience. There will be a long line because it is free and you have to have patience. Go early if you want to at 9 a.m. I went a little later. I was waiting in line, which wasn't bad, but it was raining. It rained on Sunday too, child. It just rained down on me. I'm just playing. But also, it is Sunday Fun Day. So after you go to the museum, there'll be different things happening in the city. A popular place around here is like Dasha Barber's in the Groove. That's like the black-owned businesses, bars and stuff like that. Now, if you go to Dasha Barber's, you're going to be spending a pretty penny to eat, and you're going to be waiting, okay? Because, they have waits for their food, okay? And the Groove is like a club. They had a day party for Oaks. I did not make it because Child Derby took me out. But they had entertainment on Sunday evening. They just had parties all week long too as well. So, if you don't just want to go to the horse racing, there's things that's happening around the city. If you just want to like be outside here. But if you go on Eventbrite, you'll probably see all different type of events happening. You can also check out the Nulu area. It's like a long street of restaurants and bars, and even Bardstown Road too as well. People are outside. We end up going to Nulu after Derby, and we seen the people who were at Derby because they had their dresses on, they had their hats and fasteners. So we already seen that. We was like, okay, y'all was there with us. So yeah, just make sure you are well rested before you come because baby, the city does not sleep. And it do get a little tiring, okay? So that was my Derby experience, and that's how I would do Derby a little differently, come a little earlier, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, now that I gave you that 411, okay, on Derby, make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram at Bound Voyage, the podcast, and let us know if you'll be coming to the Derby in 2026 in the comments, okay? Let me know. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know. And if you want me to be your tour guide, just email me at aliciasadventures@gmail.com, okay? It's going to be in the description below, and we're going to figure it out. Also, if you are listening in this episode before May 10th, 2025, you can get 20% off your 12 trips in 12 months guide by using the code TOURISM. I said, you heard that, 20%. But wait, if it is after that date, since you are a Bon Voyager and you're still listening, you can get 10% off by using code BTP. I am working on a guide to Louisville, so if you want to be the first to know about that, make sure you sign up in the link in the show notes. And if you want more information, if you're just interested about what I'm writing next, I have that as well too. More information on what's happening with me writing. It is the Bon Voyage, the podcast one. And then, just make sure you check out all the links in the description. I have the Instagrams for the Derby experiences and the podcast Instagram. So make sure you check out the links and make sure you follow me on social media at Life with Alieshia and Bon Voyage the podcast. Until next time, bon voyage, babes and bros.